Whenever I'm in a new city, one of my favorite things to do is to just walk around the city, absorb the surroundings. I love to see the everydayness of a new city. And while I was finding ways of exploring Aashti Mumbai, I stumbled upon Antiquity Discoveries that presents the city with different perspectives through intricate artworks that they have created in collaboration with the Plated Project. Antiquity Discoveries is an initiative by Antiquity Natural Mineral Water that is here to spark the spirit of discovery and expression. This initiative truly helps us discover the world from a different perspective, the heron's perspective. That is a bird's eye view. This project is about 4 Indian cities, but what better way than to start with Mumbai? I'm personally very excited to know about the untold stories of Mumbai, from Dabbawalas to Dadar Flower Market. Let's see what Antiquity Discoveries has curated for us, and let's also speak to the artist behind these creations. Aashti Miller is an illustrator and architect who was recently featured in Forbes 30 Under 30. She studied architecture at Cornell University and has been breaking the boundaries of imagination through her incredible work. Hi Aashti.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. It truly feels like I've entered into an artist's home.
I'm glad.
Is this where most of your brilliant ideas come to you?
Yeah, I like the idea of creating in my house. I'm very sentimental about my home, and I've put a lot of effort into making my home comfortable and inspiring. And I've been work from home for the last 6 years.
So when did your obsession or fascination with art begin? Was it as a child, or when did that happen? The inclination, so to say.
So my mom's an artist and my father's an architect. So for me, it was always, like most kids, I wanted to do what my parents did. And now I've reached that stage where I'm doing what both my parents did.
Talking of Antiquity Discoveries in specific, in your piece of art, we see a lot of influence of Mumbai as well. So how did that come about?
So the beauty of Antiquity Discoveries is this is the first piece that I've ever done that's looked at Mumbai from a completely different lens. Obviously, there are elements that one can recognize. There's the dabbawalas, there's the cutting chai, but it's all presented in a very different, very unique perspective. So when you look at it, you keep going back to find new elements.
In art is such thing that it is perceived differently by everyone. And I would love to see the art piece that you've created through your eyes first.
Let me show you.
Okay, sure.
So this is my design for the Mumbai plate.
Wow.
Which I think really evokes this sense of discovery. There's always something new to look at and something new to find.
Yeah.
The beauty of my design, I think, is the fact that it can also be viewed from any perspective, which is kind of a little bit like the city. You can never look at the same thing the same way twice. So there's a lot of little elements that I've included in it that any Mumbaikar or even non-Mumbaikar can recognize. There's the tiffin box, there's the auto rickshaw, the Kali Pili that's hidden behind a lamppost, the double-decker BEST bus.
In a busy city like Mumbai, where do you find peace?
So I find peace by just being outside, and I almost find peace in the noise. So for me, when I'm on a busy street with, people calling out and buses whizzing by, it's so that, symphony of sounds is so relaxing for me.
So you've actually been in Mumbai for really long, but you've also studied in New York.
Yeah.
So do you see any similarities between, New York and Mumbai?
So for me, my heart will always belong to this city, and this piece for me is a love letter to it. But I think the nice part about studying in other places and seeing other places is that firstly you appreciate where you're from all the more. But also you start to see these strange parallels between the people and the architecture. These spaces in New York, for example, there are these narrow streets where the buildings just kind of rise above you. And it's the same thing in Mumbai. You always find yourself looking up or looking down. And this piece is inspired by that aspect. In cities, throughout the world, the best way to view it is from the down up and from the top down.
I would love to see this plate. And is it going to be available on sale, or how can people get their hands on this?
So the plate will be at sale at the Kala Ghoda Festival 2024, which starts on the 20th of January. It'll also be on sale on the Plated Projects website.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing how you've managed to put the best of Mumbai in one plate, quite literally. What about the Worli ceiling?
So yes, I've definitely drawn the Worli ceiling on here, but
okay.
Why don't we go and see it in person? I'd love to show you.
Oh yeah, let's go. You know, you were so right when you said that this city truly inspires you. I mean, look at that gorgeous view to have around.
So the ceiling is one of my biggest inspirations. I live right near it, and I definitely try to bring that into the plate. And it ties into the rest of the composition, you know, sort of seamlessly.
And I think Antiquity Discovery has a very interesting mantra which says there's more to the world than meets the eye. I want to know, how do you resonate with this mantra, and what element have you brought together here?
So for me, it's the whole idea of presenting the city in an unexpected way really resonates with that mantra, right? Like, it's not just what you initially think, there's so much more to it. And by creating an artwork that's very layered, that kind of confuses you when you look at it, but makes you look a second time.
One common thread really is like, it looks like an aerial view, like somebody is watching this from above.
It's great that you caught on that, because the logo for Antiquity basically is the heron, which is a bird that's absolutely beautiful. So all of the artworks have the heron included in it.
How did you go about doing this on a plate?
So I've worked with the Plated Project many times before, and they have an amazing team where they're really able to translate, you know, the sort of vision that you have that's, you know, just on your computer or just on a canvas into an object, to a piece of merchandise.
And you know, another spot that is really catching my attention is the Mumbai Local. Isn't that like the heartbeat of the city?
That's why you hear, I think, all the sounds, all the smells, all the senses are completely engaged when you're with the Mumbai Local. It's almost like an animal, you know, a creature of its own, which has its own life.
So let's go to the other station?
Definitely, let's go ahead.
So now we are at the lifeline of Mumbai, and let me guess, the train is here.
Correct.
Yeah? This is where the inspiration is. So you mentioned about how these art pieces are going to be available at Kala Ghoda Art Festival, but I'm very intrigued to know about the immersive experience at YB Chavan, right?
Yes.
What exactly is going to happen there?
So during the Kala Ghoda Festival at YB Chavan, there's going to be a completely immersive experience where you can interact with the artwork and you'll really see it come to life. It also changes at different times of the day, so I would recommend that people not visit just once but come many times with your friends. It's a great spot, and you'll see the artwork in a way that, you know, you've not seen before.
So basically here you can only see it, there you can feel it.
Exactly.
Wow.
Perfect. And I think you'll really feel that whole entire pulse of the city, which, as I mentioned, is my inspiration, but you'll feel it for yourself. Like, you'll feel yourself come alive with the city.
I want to know, how was your experience working with the brand?
So then my experience working with the brand and with the Plated Project was absolutely amazing. They really recognized each artist's individual creative vision and let them, you know, bring whatever they wanted to life, and still somehow all four art pieces speak to each other, which I think is always the sign of a successful collaboration.
Thank you so much, Aashti. Wonderful hanging around with you.
Thank you.
But now that we are in the other station, let's go grab a vada pav.
Definitely.
That's more Mumbai than anything else, isn't it? You know, it's so amazing. आज मैंने अपने ही सिटी के बारे में कुछ ऐसी चीजें देखी और एक्सपीरियंस की जिसके बारे में मैंने कभी रियलाइज नहीं किया था. So I think it's about time that we get a depth of the understanding of our city and see things more than what meets the eye. And I think Antiquity Discovery Initiative presented by Antiquity Mineral Water and the Plated Project is a great place to start at. You can also head over to YB Chavan Centre from January 25th to January 28th at Kala Ghoda Art Festival to get an immersive experience. Until then, it's me, Kamiya, Jani, signing off.